Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. Well, I decided that I'm going to try today, on some of the days, not every day, but to put my wisdom videos together. It saves me a little bit of time. I don't usually talk very long on one subject. So to make a 20-minute video on one subject, well, I think people would get kind of bored. But my videos are usually between 3 and 5 minutes. And so I decided that I'm going to combine several of those today into one video. So in this video, you are likely to see about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 videos. And so just hold on and stay tuned. From my house to yours, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. The real reason I got to 10,000 so quickly, well, you all know the real reason, and it's nothing really special that I did. It's because of Grandma's sofa. Grandma's sofa has become like the icon out here. Grandma's sofa. I don't think I would have ever made the 10K mark in such a short time, around 6 months, if it hadn't been for Grandma's sofa. You know, Grandma's sofa is just an icon. Perhaps someday they'll take Grandma's sofa and put it in the Smithsonian Institution. From my house to yours, I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Different focus, different results. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. You know, often people say, well, you know, that person's successful and I'm not in a particular area of life. Well, I believe that often other people did something differently. And so if we want great results, we've got to give our focus to what is needed to make those results happen. Sometimes people look over at other people and they say, well, they achieved a great relationship. They got married. They had a family. They found the perfect job. They traveled the world. Well, perhaps that person made different decisions than the person who didn't get those things. What we give our focus to tends to manifest itself, and what we don't give our focus to tends to dry up. Success comes from focus, and failure often comes from broken focus or focus that was not invested in. And so when we want to see something manifest itself in our lives, often we've got to do the work. We've got to make the right choices and decisions, and we have to give the focus for it to happen. So sometimes when other people seem to have achieved results that another person didn't, it's because their focus was different. The amount of energy they gave to that focus was different. And often what it works for one person may not work for another. And sometimes a goal will fit for one person, but it does not fit for another. Not everybody is meant to be a doctor. And even doctors specialize in different areas. Not everyone who's a brain surgeon is meant to be a heart surgeon, and vice versa. And that applies to all different areas of life. It doesn't diminish anybody else's choices. It just makes their choices different. Once we discover what it is that we are meant to focus on, when we give focus to that, often we will become successful at it, whether it's looking for a relationship, whether we want to be fit and healthy, whether we want to save money, whether we want new relationships, whether we want a new career or a job or whatever. It's what we give focus on, the choices and decisions. So often when we look at someone else and we wonder how they achieved something, often it has to do with different choices, different decisions than the other person made. And often it has to do with the amount of focus, time, and investment. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Dysfunctional people and functional people. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, I really got to thinking about different kinds of people. And often we think because we're doing everything right, that the world around us is doing everything right. We think because we are making right decisions that everybody else around us is making right decisions. And often that is not so. Just because we are doing right things, just because we are driving right, just because we are doing a great job, just because we make great decisions, doesn't mean other people do as well. And so when we hang out, associate, interact with people who don't make right decisions, often that can affect us. We cannot entirely avoid the dysfunctions in the world because there's so many coming from so many different places. When we participate actively in the world, we're going to come across dysfunction. The key to it is to understand that dysfunction is out there in the world, or it could even be in one's home. It can be just about anywhere. And so often people will let other people suggest something to them that really is not right for their lives. And often people will listen to people who make bad decisions, bad choices, or bad suggestions, and not really realizing that other person doesn't have the credibility that we're instilling in them. And so what I'm saying is other people don't always make right choices, decisions, or suggestions. And so we've got to be alert to other people's behaviors, whether they're dysfunctional or functional. I like to be around people who have functional, ongoing functional behavior. And yet I realize that even people who make great decisions can sometimes make a mistake. So that is why I really look closely at any suggestions that someone makes. Sometimes people will make a frivolous suggestion, you know, and they're just talking and we can pick up on that suggestion. How many times has a person acted on a suggestion that was made frivolously and then it turned out not to be the right one? The power of suggestion is very powerful. So for me, I'm very careful who I listen to, what suggestions I listen to. And even if I've listened to a suggestion, I'm very, very careful what suggestions I actually apply to my life. And I'm also careful around people so that I'm not caught into their dysfunction. Even if I have to be around them, say in the workplace or wherever, I make sure that I'm alert that not all people make good decisions, good choices, and some are actually dysfunctional. From my house to yours, may God bless you. And I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. This is where you will find your success. Priorities. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, where we give our focus is where we get our results. Where we don't give our focus is usually where we get very little or no results. And so I believe that if we want to be successful in an area, the more focus that we give to it, the more right decisions that we give to it, the more time that we give to it, often we will see that goal flourish in the way that we want. Often failure comes from lack of focus, whereas success comes from giving focus. And everything has a different level of focus attached to it. I was talking to my son today, and he's taking a very hard math class, and I was actually trying to help him with it. And you know, that's not my area of expertise. And so we got to talking, and I said, you know, this subject is going to take a lot of focus, whereas your other subjects don't take so much focus. You can kind of whisk through your other subjects. And so if we want to be a success at something, often we have to give some things more focus than others. Some things require more focus. Some things we've got to make a priority. And so I believe that what we make a priority in our lives often will manifest itself in the way that we want. And what we don't make a priority either dwindles up, diminishes, or sometimes goes away. And so I believe that what we give our focus to and what we make our priority will often flourish. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Slow growth, fast growth. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, there's times that we seem to just flourish, that we're growing rapidly, that everything is going our way. It's so easy. It just comes so easy. It could be finances. It could be in our relationship. It could be working out at the gym. It could be on our job. It could be in any area of life. The growth just seems to accelerate. And yet there are other times that growth happens slowly, that it takes time. You know, there are some plants that actually, they stay underground for 90% of their time, and then the 10% that they come to the ground is when they actually grow rapidly. And so I believe that there are times that we do accelerate, but there are times that we go slow too. And often it's in the slower times that we're growing that we learn a great deal. Sometimes we learn the most when we're going slow. And so just because you're not growing at the rapid pace that maybe you did at another period of time, often that doesn't mean that in the future you won't accelerate again. Because I believe that growth can have its ebbs and flows. And sometimes it grows rapidly and sometimes it grows slowly. And both are good. From my house to yours, I will talk to y'all soon. May God bless you. Shocked, disbelief, and saddened. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, in life, things can happen. We don't want to see those kind of things. Things that we didn't see coming, or things that we thought might occur, but we would hope that they didn't. And when they do occur, or when they did occur, or if they do occur, we're saddened, we're shocked. So what do we do when we're sad, shocked, we're in disbelief, we don't know what to do? I believe that that is a time that we have to step back to the best of our ability and regroup. And we have to look at why things didn't work out. Was it something we did, or was it something that was out of our control? There's a lot of things in life that are out of our control. And when something's out of our control, it's at no fault of our own. And we've just done the very best we could with the decisions that we made. And so there are other times that we did play a part in something, and maybe it didn't turn out because, well, maybe we made a wrong decision. But either way, when we're shocked and we're in disbelief or we're saddened, we have to take time out to regroup, to understand what happened, and then regain ourselves again, and then get back out there and create a new life, or a similar life, or a same life based upon what our direction is. And so I think in life, if you go through life long enough, there are things that kind of shock us, surprise us, and sadden us. And it's in how we react that reflects who we are. There's nothing wrong with being shocked, saddened, or in disbelief. It can happen to anybody. And yet, it's important in how we respond to it. And often the best responses are where we can step back, regroup, gain our perspective, and then eventually step back out in a positive direction. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. There's always going to be someone that doesn't like you, doesn't like your opinion, and doesn't like what you stand for. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, I really got to thinking about that. You know, we can't please everyone. We may please a lot of people. We hope that we please the most important people, but we're not going to please everybody. Okay? And there are going to be people that may not like us for reasons that we don't even understand. Perhaps they had a school teacher that they didn't like, that we remind them of. I mean, we never can fully understand why someone likes us or doesn't like us, and usually they don't tell us. And even if they tell us, often what they're telling us is not the real story. And so I believe that there's always going to be people that will not like us, that will not approve of us, that doesn't like our opinion. And for me personally, I don't change my opinion for anyone else as long as I feel that my opinion is right and correct. And a lot of people, when they hear that someone doesn't like their opinion, they'll change their opinion. But for me, I don't don't do that. I keep my opinion if it's the right one for me. And so I believe that, there are all kinds of people out there with all kinds of personalities, and not everybody is going to like us or approve of us. And if we let that stop us from our best life, then we're probably not going to live our best life. The key to it is find people who love and embrace you. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Don't get used. Not everyone deserves our vulnerable side. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. One of the reasons we like close relationships, intimate relationships, personal relationships, is so that we can be ourselves and so that we can be vulnerable if we want to be vulnerable. And yet, our vulnerability should not be given to everyone because some people will use it or abuse it. And so I believe in being very selective in who I'm vulnerable to. And of course, I'm vulnerable to my husband, my family, they all know me, and they're vulnerable to me because that's what love is partly about, is being able to be vulnerable and be who you are. But not everybody deserves that because some people will use it or abuse it. Some people abuse other people's goodness, and we don't want that. So for me, I'm very selective in who I'm vulnerable with so that I don't get used. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. When you are attracted to someone, hello y'all, I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. I got to thinking about when we're attracted to someone, whether it's as a friend or a romantic partner or whatever. Often that attraction is because that someone contains something that we think that we want. Perhaps we're attracted to someone because they're very good looking and we like someone with great looks. Sometimes it could be that we're attracted to someone because, well, they make a lot of money, or maybe because they're famous, or maybe because they have a special skill that you admire. We're attracted to people for different reasons, but often those reasons have to do with the fact that they contain an element within who they are that we want to embrace. Sometimes we want to be like that person, so we want to hang out with them. Other times we want what perhaps they can help us with. It just depends. But usually attraction has to do with that there's something in another person that we see, admire, desire, or want. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. People who don't keep their word. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. There are people that don't keep their word. They make promises that they don't keep. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. But you know very well they're not going to show up at 3 o'clock. Or they always have an excuse for something and they don't do what they say that they're going to do. People of integrity back up their words. If they make a commitment, they make a promise, unless there's circumstances that are out of their control, they tend to back up what they promised. And yet there are other people that make all kinds of promises and yet they don't back them up. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Handle problems from a positive perspective. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. We all can get problems. Everybody does. And yet it's in how we handle them that reflects who we are and also can determine how successful our solution will be. Some people just panic when a problem comes along. Some people avoid problems and say, well, I'll just shove it under the rug, so to speak. But most problems shoved under the rug don't go away. And so I believe that how we handle a problem is very, very important. I believe that some people do fall apart at the first sign of a problem. They want to avoid the problem. They just throw up their hands and say, I don't know how to solve the problem. And yet, I believe that people who are successful are problem solvers, because often we're meant to solve problems. And it wouldn't be a problem if we always had an answer. And so sometimes we don't have an answer. And sometimes it takes time to find the solution. And yet it's in the solution that we resolve the problem. And so while others are avoiding the problem, while others are avoiding finding the solution, successful people often are busy finding solutions. That's why they often are successful. So how we handle a problem does reflect who we are. And I believe in taking a problem and breaking it down into smaller bits if we can, so that we can understand it. And once we understand it, coming up with a good plan, an informed plan, finding the right people that can help us resolve that problem, and approaching that problem from a positive perspective, that we're going to solve it and things will work out. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Our relationships reflect who we are and can affect who we are. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-BRIANNE. You know, often what people don't realize is that their choices can reflect who they are and affect who they are. You know, sometimes we have to be around people that we choose not to be around, that we would not normally choose. That could be people that we work with. It could be people that we go to church with. It could be people in our neighborhoods. But what about the relationships that we choose to be around? Those are our own personal choices, not relationships that are thrust upon us. And so there's a big difference between the two. Although both can affect us, truly, I believe that our choices also reflect us. And so when we're working in a work situation and someone's negative, the best strategy for me is to stay professional, which I do anyhow, and keep my distance and be polite, and yet not converse on a deeper level like a friendship would. But the people that I choose do reflect my choices, and in turn reflect who I am. And if I choose to be with people that I have a relationship with, they eventually begin to rub off on me. And if they're negative or have negative behaviors, those behaviors over time can come off onto me in so many different ways. They can affect my own choices. They can affect suggestions. They can affect decisions made over me through suggestions. They can affect they can reflect the fact that I've chosen to be with a certain type of person. And so if someone has what we consider negative behaviors and we choose to be in a relationship, then that reflects that our choice was to be in that relationship with them. And sometimes it's necessary to be in a relationship with someone who is not necessarily positive. And yet often we do have a choice. And yet, if someone has erratic behaviors or negative behaviors, those behaviors can directly affect us, or at least indirectly affect us. If someone is putting negative input into us, they're constantly talking negative, eventually we can start to feel negative, and our choices and decisions can go negative. And at the same time, sometimes what happens too is that someone else's behavior can more directly affect us in ways that we did not expect. If someone is an erratic driver and they have an erratic personality and we get in the car with them, well, that may not be the safest thing to do. And so other people's behaviors can affect us, their choices, their decisions can affect us. But when we choose to be with those kind of people that are making poor choices time and time again, it also reflects who we are. And so people do look at our friendships. And when I look at other people, I want to know about their friends. What kind of friends do they have? Because their friends, even if I never meet their friends will affect me through my friend that I am a friend with, because their friend is influenced by other people. We're all influenced at some level by other people. And so it's important to get the right influences around us, people that are motivated, excited, passionate about life, wanting to make great things happen in their lives. And for me, do I have people that are not motivated, not passionate about life? Of course, I know people like that, but I tend to keep a certain degree of distance and put myself with people that are motivated, are excited, are passionate about life, because it does rub off on me. And if I get around people that are not motivated, that's going to rub off on me. And so I want to be around people that are excited about life, passionate about life, and that's also going to rub off on me. So I always believe that our relationships reflect who we are, and they can affect who we are. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Successful people go the extra mile. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna-Brianne. You know, sometimes life can, bring about situations that we have to work hard for. If we have a goal, a vision, a dream, often it just doesn't show up at our doorstep. Often we have to go to it. With a great plan of action, we have to be prepared, and often we have to do the work. And often successful people go the extra mile to get to what they want, to get to where they want to go in life. But often other people don't go that extra mile. That's why some people succeed at a career and others don't. Some people put the bare minimum into their career or into their marriage or into any other area of life. But it seems to be the people that go the extra mile, that put the most into something, that tend to get the best results. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Well, how did you like several wisdom videos into one? I hope you liked it. Because I have such a busy schedule now, and I still want to get my daily wisdom out there, I kind of thought, well, you know what, some days maybe I'll just put all my wisdom into one video and kind of splice it together, kind of put it together like I did today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And I hope to talk with you all soon again. May God bless you, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.